I want to welcome everybody. My name is Michael Petrella. I am the owner and operator of STG Strength and Power, and this is In the Gym with Michael Petrella. This is going to be a show where we help dispel myths and misconceptions about the fitness industry. We're going to be primarily focusing on productive, safe forms of training. We're looking to not only better your results in the gym, but also make everything as safe as possible. I've been very fortunate to work with professional athletes, bodybuilders, fitness models, and world champion powerlifters. It is through this experience that I'm going to share with you the tips that I've learned along the way to make your workout as efficient as possible. Today we're going to be discussing which is better, free weights versus machines. We're going to be giving you practical examples of why each is best at its own time. Also, we're going to be talking about cardiovascular training and why steady state cardio is not the most efficient way of improving cardiovascular health or losing body fat. Finally, we're going to be finishing with neck strengthening. This is a very important topic, and we're going to get in detail why it's absolutely essential for young athletes and its practical application for everybody who's training in the gym. The argument of which is better, free weights or machines, has been going on for decades. There are proponents on both sides that feel that their method is superior. The truth of the matter is they're both tools. These tools can be used properly or improperly. Now, when it comes to certain exercises, there's no question that the machine is better or the free weight is better. And I'm going to show you a couple of those examples. So we're going to start with the cross bench dumbbell pullover. Landon, I'm just going to get you to set up for this. It's an exercise commonly done for developing the back. Now you can see, first of all, this is a bit of an awkward position to put someone in, but it can be done safely. I'm going to get you to a full range repetition, Landon. Now the weight that you have to utilize in this is basically the weight that you can use in the extended position. Come on up to the top here, Landon. From the top half, Landon could literally move 3, 4, maybe 5 times the amount of weight. As he comes down into the bottom, or the stretch position, come all the way down, get a nice stretch in the chest there, Landon. The amount of weight that he can hold here is his limiting factor. Come back up to the top. Also, as he comes up to the top, there's no longer any effective resistance for his back. This weight is being supported by his bones and not his muscles. Just do one more here, Landon. So come all the way down, get that nice stretch. Come on up. Good. Now, even though Landon can handle several times more weight than this is just for demonstration, the amount of weight that he can hold in his hands, the amount of weight that he's going to stretch his shoulders into, is not anywhere close to what his lats, which is the main muscle being used in a pullover, can utilize. That's going to be good right there, Landon. You can put that down. Now we look at doing a pullover on a machine, and we're going to see the very clear benefits of doing it on this apparatus. Landon, I'm just going to get you to put the foot pedal down and get you into the machine. First of all, you're going to notice that this machine is going to allow for roughly 240 degrees of rotation. As he comes all the way back, you're getting the same stretch as the previous pullover, but as he comes around, come all the way around, he is still encountering resistance at this position. On the previous pullover, coming up about halfway, Landon, and this position right about here, when his arms were straight in line with his chest, there was no resistance anymore. The bones were holding it. But on this, we're going to do one more full range repetition here, Landon. Again, we're getting the same stretch, and as he comes around, we're still receiving resistance. Come all the way down, cut it to you. Perfect. At this position, this weight is not locked out. His back is engaging, his chest has to work. Come back up. Now I'm going to hold it right here. You'll also notice that he's pushing through these pads with his elbows. This is considered direct resistance. On the previous exercise, he was having to hold it with his hands, his wrists, his forearms, and to use enough weight to properly utilize the upper back, which is what we're trying to target with this. It might put a tremendous amount of strain on it. He literally may feel uncomfortable using a heavy enough dumbbell to work the back. But with this, we're going to do one more repetition. Full range of motion, nice and smooth. His body is in a much safer position than when he was across that bench. That's perfect, Landon. I'm going to get you to come up. You're going to foot pedal that to get out of the machine. Let your arms out. Perfect. Also, with the machine, we can utilize a cam. As Landon is coming around in the movement, he's actually getting stronger as his leverage increases. The cam is giving him more resistance. From about his chest down, he's encountering about 30% more resistance. This is making the exercise far harder. It's also far safer. He's going to get better results with the machine in this case. So looking at free weights versus machines again, we're going to look at the chest press. We got Landon here on a leverage chest press machine. These are very common in just about every gym. Now, they really don't offer a huge advantage over their free weight counterparts. The main advantage would be safety. If you were to compare this to a barbell, you can't get pinned under the weight, but we're going to compare it to a dumbbell. Now, the first thing that people like to do on this machine is they like to set the seat very, very high. They're severely limiting the range of motion, and they're just making the lift far easier. But let's say, for instance, Landon goes to press this weight. Press it out there, Landon. Now, there's only one track. There's only one way that this machine can move. And if he had some sort of shoulder injury or elbow injury that was affected by this, this movement would no longer be possible for him. Let's get you to do one more there, Landon. Now again, he's in line with his chest and the movement arms. This is how you want to set it up. Just press one more. But again, there's no variation possible. So if he gets on this machine and it doesn't work for him or it hurts for him, you've spent a lot of money for a piece that's literally of no value to him. Now we're going to do a chest press with the dumbbells. And I'm going to show you that there are some significant advantages from doing it over a leverage machine. So I'm just going to get you to lean back here, Landon. Okay, and we're just going to start up at the top. Now, first of all, Landon has several different options for how he's going to move these. He can move them in so they're parallel with one another. He can move them about 45 degrees. He can even straighten them. These different movements are going to allow him to work for him, for his shoulders and for his elbows. So do what's comfortable for you, Landon, what you're used to. Okay. He's coming down. He's coming up. We're seeing a very similar movement. Now, the other thing that I failed to mention on the machine is Landon is looking to get as full range as possible as he can. So he's going to come down real deep into this movement. Again, nice stretch in the chest. He's coming up to the top. A typical athlete may be able to use the very bottom position on a leverage type machine. And what I mean by that is there's no stretch in the muscle. They can just bounce it off the rubber stoppers. On a dumbbell, you have motion beyond what your shoulders can handle. Come on down one more time here, Landon. Coming up, perfect. Good. We're going to bring these down to your side. You're just going to come out of the motion. Help you up. So we're seeing a big advantage that we have not fully unlimited, but we have several different options on how he can track this motion. We can cater it towards his physiology. This is going to be different from every single person. With a leverage type machine, it's kind of a one size fits all, and that's really what they were designed for. So as you can clearly see, in some cases, the machine is better, in some cases the free weight's better. The idea that you need free weight to build mass or you need a machine to tone the muscle, this is a complete fallacy. There's absolutely no truth to this. You can build extremely large muscles with nothing but machines. And to the same account, if you were to get a woman who didn't have the genetics to build big muscles and she used nothing but free weights, she would not get big and bulky. Now, best results are always going to come from utilizing the best tools for your body and using them in a safe, productive fashion. When most people come into my facility, one of the first things they ask about is weight loss, or more specifically, loss of body fat tissue. Now, a lot of people, when their goal is to lose body fat, they go the route of steady state cardio. And what I mean by this is your treadmills, ellipticals, or stationary bikes. Now, what I want people to understand is that this is a terribly inefficient way of losing body fat. In fact, to make it very simple, a pound of body fat is roughly 3,500 calories that you've consumed beyond what you need to maintain your body. Now, if you were to burn 500 calories below this number, you would over a week lose approximately 1 pound of body fat. However, if you simply did not eat those same 500 calories, you would get the same result. So when it comes to losing body fat, calorie reduction makes a lot more sense and is much easier. Now, the other reason people use steady state cardio is to improve cardiovascular function. again, this becomes inefficient. The reason being is once you can do a task for half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, it becomes so within your body's ability to perform this task that no more adaptive function is taking place. So what I'm going to show people is that by utilizing full body resistance training, we can keep the heart rate up. We're going to get better cardiovascular improvement because we're using more muscle fibers. Remember, it is the usage of these muscle fibers that is requiring the oxygen. And also, when we work out very, very hard, when we utilize progressive resistance training, we actually create a higher metabolism that lasts for several days as opposed for a couple hours, depending on the research that you read. So we're going to have Connor demonstrate a leg exercise, an upper body pull exercise, and an upper body push exercise. You're going to show very clearly that his cardiovascular function is being raised, and also he's not hurting his joints. The other big problem with steady state cardio is it's very, very demanding on the joints. There's great impact forces. He's going to be able to do these exercises under control. The impact force on the joint is going to be negligible, and he's also going to be working hard enough to elect an adaptive response, so we're going to be growing muscle. So we're going to start right here on the swing squat, Connor. Pushing up. Come on down. Perfect. Connor is utilizing a full range of motion for all of these movements. If you have some sort of injury present, you may have to shorten the range, but whenever possible, we are looking to use maximum safe range. Keep going, Connor. Perfect. Coming up, coming up. Good. Connor is working more and more muscle. His heart rate is increasing, but he's doing it safely. Very low impact on the joints. Keep going here, Connor. Come on. All the way down, under control, under control. Pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. Good. Easing down, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. I want two more here, Connor. Easing down, easing down. Come on up, come on up, come on up. Good. We got one more here, Connor. Easing down. Right to the top, right to the top, right to the top. Perfect. And we're going to go right to the pull down. That's great. By moving quickly from one exercise to the next, we're keeping that heart rate up. This is what's increasing his cardiovascular output. Right here. Good. Keep that chest up, chest up. Good. Nice and smooth. Coming down, coming down. Hold, pause, perfect. Come on down. Perfect. Some great reps, Connor. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Bring them down. Hold, good. Again, we're seeing his heart rate increase. We're seeing his cardiovascular system being stressed. We're seeing a great deal of muscle being worked, but what we're not seeing is harmful impact on his joints. Come on down, Connor. Good. Come on, give me a few more. Come on down. Come on. You got another couple in there, Connor. Let's go. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Come on, let's go two more and you're done. Working the back, the bicep focusing, good. One more here, Connor. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Perfect. Coming up, foot pedal that. Good. We're going to go right to the chest press. I'm going to help you get this to the top. Keep breathing, nice and freely. Good. Connor's never holding his breath. Then the oxygen come in freely. Good. Right there. Perfect. Right here. Good, fantastic range. Nice comfortable stretch in the chest right there. Easing down, easing down, easing down, right there. Good. Got a few more here, Connor. Right there. Good, come on, keep working. Easing down, right there. We're gonna do two more reps here, Connor. Slow, 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 pushing out. Last one. Easing down, right there. Perfect. I got the weight right here. Very good. So what you just witnessed Connor do, it is hard work, It's not easy training, but we have to look at the benefits. He is working the muscles hard enough that he's electing adaptive response. He's working enough muscle that his cardiovascular system is being stressed. We're also doing this without the negative impact forces of steady state cardio training. And as I already discussed before, productive fat loss is going to be more done in the kitchen than in the gym. But again, when you're working the muscles harder, it does increase metabolism for a longer period of time. This is going to help aid in the fat loss. So what I want to get across, steady state cardio, fairly inefficient form of exercise. This is going to work much better and it's going to yield better results. One of the most important things an athlete can do is strengthen the musculature of their neck and upper back. Even non-athletes, I see several injuries that are caused from whiplash and car accidents. Many times, a stronger neck is the best prevention against these injuries. All things being equal, if the neck is stronger, the injury from the impact is going to be far less. And we're literally talking the difference between a mild strain and severe whiplash. Most people don't even think about strengthening the neck, but it is one of the most critical things that we can do. So we're going to demonstrate on a 4-way neck machine. Now, if we don't have access to one of these, after this I will be showing somebody how to do this with manual resistance. We're going to start with extension of the neck. So Valerie is straight up and down. And again, every machine is a little bit different, but she's using these handles in front of her to keep her body tight to the machine. If her body moves back and forth, it's different muscles working the resistance. We want all the motion to be in her neck. So I'm going to get her to bring her head forward. Just lean forward, Valerie. Good. I'm going to help her to the mid-range position. And that's good. You're going to let your chin come down. And again, you see there's no movement in her body. Come all the way up, looking right for the ceiling. Hold for a second. Perfect. Now, a lot of people do not have full range of motion in the neck. If you don't, use whatever pain-free range you have and then try to extend range from there. Do a few more repetitions here, Valerie. Holding. That's perfect. Easing down. Now, we always demonstrate proper form with everything that we do, and we do believe that going slower in most cases is better than going faster. But when we're dealing with the neck, quite literally the cervical spine, we always want to make sure that we're doing everything under control. I'm going to come down here, Valerie. Perfect. When it comes to strengthening the neck, we have the ability to go back, front, left, and right. Now we're going to demonstrate forward and back today, but for full development, we would want to use lateral movement as well. So Valerie is now going to perform flexion for the neck. So I'm going to bring this back. Now, this machine allows for her neck to go further back than this, but I have found that most people find it to be very uncomfortable to use a full range of motion here. So I set people up so they're be looking straight at themselves in a mirror if there is one in front of them. So I'm just going to bring this forward. You're using the weight. Good. Again, Valerie is bringing her chin down to her chest. Hold. Good. Ease back just the point where you're looking at yourself in the mirror, right there. Perfect. This is also excellent for people who suffer from different stress-induced headaches. I've seen several people, as they strengthen the musculature of the neck, are able to alleviate headaches that have been persisting for years. Good, Valerie. We're going to do just one more. Good. And we're going to come back nice and easy. I got the movement arm right here. Just lean back. One of the other benefits of strengthening the neck that has nothing to do with sports performance is many people have realized that by strengthening the muscles of the neck, it tightens the skin on the face, reducing wrinkles and reducing lines. So most of you may not have access to a 4-way neck machine, and that's okay. There's still effective ways of developing strength in the neck that can be done safely. Now, I do recommend that if you're going to do a manual resistance technique like we're about to, that you get a qualified personal trainer to help you with this. So what we're going to do with Valerie, we're going to start with flexion of the neck. So the resistance is going to be placed through my hand in her forehead, and I'm just going to steady her chin with my right hand. So I'm going to get her to start at the bottom, And now she's going to be pushing into my hand, and my hand is giving her the resistance. You're going to come all the way forward. Good. I'm going to press down into the negative. Now at first, I'm giving her a little bit less resistance because we don't want to strain the muscle of the neck. As she starts warming up, she's pushing harder into my hand. Now it's harder to tell. Again, I am pushing against her, both the positive and the negative. Right to the top, right to the top. We're going to do one more, Valerie. Coming all the way down. Coming up as hard as you can. Pushing into it, pushing into it, pushing into it. Right to the top, right to the top. And we're going to do one more lowering. Just like this. Perfect. So then Valerie is going to turn over and she's going to go onto her front, and we're now going to do extension of the neck. The setup is going to be a little bit different for you personal trainers watching this, but again, it can be done very safely, it can be done very effectively. So she's going to kind of brace herself to the ground. Some benches may have a place that they can hold on to. You're going to have to work within your setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a W with my hands, and I'm basically just doing this because I want to use as much surface area as I can to make this more comfortable for Valerie. If I were to do this with just a finger, the PSI on the back of her head would be very uncomfortable for her. So we're going to make a good amount of surface area. And I'm just going to stand up for this one. We're going to start down the extended position. And all I'm going to do is get her to start resisting against my hand. Coming up, Valerie, coming up, coming up, coming up. Extending all the way. I'm pressing down into the lowering. That's perfect. Coming all the way down. Coming up, using that neck. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Again, it's hard to see, but I am resisting her both ways. We're going to do two more here, Valerie. Come on up. Yeah. Now I'm giving her more and more force. Her neck is good and warm. That is perfect. We're going to do one more. You're working with your client. Come on up, all the way, all the way, all the way. And we'll do one more lowering. Resist against it, resist against it. Perfect. Perfect. You're going to come on up. So again, even without a machine, we can offer effective resistance for the neck. And again, I can't stress enough how important this is for athletes. That's it for today's episode of In the Gym with Michael Petrella. I hope the topics that we covered help you re-examine your training and help you get better results. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me. Our website is www.stgstrengthandpower.com.